But I'm going to tell you, from my point of view, you know, like, if you look at me and all the beefs I've gotten into over the years, notice I've never really stepped over lines. I've kept it relatively civil.
Right.
Me and Dame Dash, we've talked shit back and forth. The worst I said is that he has no teeth. You know what I'm saying? I've never talked about his kids. I've never talked about, his marriage. I've never talked about his new child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always just kind of, and he's talked his shit, but he also hasn't crossed the line with me either. He says shit like, oh, I don't like that Eskino's doing interviews with Vlad because, Vlad is dangerous and blah, blah. It's like, okay, fine, whatever.
Right.
Like, I feel that if I see Dame, I wouldn't feel like it's on site, at least not from my point of view. He may feel that way, but I'm not going to feel that way. Because I feel like we never really said some things that are really nasty and biting to the point where it's like, I can't forgive you for this.
How do you feel about pedophiles?
I don't like pedophiles.
Is it fuck pedophiles?
Yeah, fuck pedophiles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, someone actually tagged me today on a post because there's this rapper out of Texas named South Park Mexican. You know about his story?
No.
South Park Mexican was like a really big rapper from Texas, I believe. And he ended up getting sentenced to like 40 years. He had like impregnated a 13-year-old who he met at a strip club. And then there was like two other, that was already bad, but there was like two other little girls that basically claimed that he sexually assaulted them. So he got like, I believe 45 years. Every so often he's up for parole, but they end up slapping it down. But like his songs have become popular on TikTok and stuff like that. So people reach out, if you want to interview him from jail. And I'm like, no, I don't want to interview a pedophile. Like, right. I'm cool. Right. Like, no, I'm good. I'm not. Let someone else do that shit.
Yeah.
To answer your question. But I also wouldn't call someone a pedophile who wasn't a pedophile.
Right.
Now, how I referred to Nicki Minaj's husband as a pedophile? Yes, because he actually is a registered sex offender.
Right.
I remember I actually looked it up and I found his name on their address at Hidden Hills, which is not too far from my house.
Right.
Am I dissing him by calling him a pedophile?
Right. But
he's a registered sex offender.
But if somebody told you from their own mouth that they used to touch children.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Okay.
That'd be it. In fact, there was a guy that we were all cool with back in college. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about this is the 90s. And I remember we all, got back in contact with each other and we were all on group chat. It was like three of us. It was like there was a group of like four friends. So like three of us were on a group chat. And I remember my other friend was like, well, you know what happened to so-and-so, right? And I'm like, nah. He's like, he's a registered sex offender now.
Wow.
Like he was like caught, I guess, trying to sell like the R. Kelly underage tape, like on the dark web or something like that. And the feds found out about it. They raided his house, took his computers, and I think gave him some jail time, but he had to be a registered sex offender after that. When I heard that, I said, I can't speak to him anymore. I said, that's it. I can't even have you. I can't take a picture with you. I don't want text messages that we're still being cool with each other. You are a registered sex offender and I'm a public figure. So those two don't go together. Period. Like, and I understand that he didn't actually touch kids or whatever else.
But he got a weird case.
But he has a weird case that has to do with underage videos. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's enough for me to say we just don't have to speak again. Right. I'm cool with that. That relationship will just be in the past.
Right.
That's how I feel. But, everyone has their own limits when it comes to that. I remember me and Nick Cannon talked about that, and he goes, well, what if it's like your favorite uncle? And you know what I'm saying? Would you give him a pass? You know what I'm saying? Would you say it was a mistake? I'm like, I wouldn't give him a pass, but some people would.
It's just a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, well, because everything can be publicized so quickly. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Like a person, you could have a friend who's a registered sex offender your whole life. You might not even know it. I'm going to pick up my kids at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, no, I can't make it. I'm going to holler at you later. Like,
Oh no, can't make it. Can't make it.
Yeah, but you don't realize because he can't go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Gotta start inviting these guys to Chuck E. Cheese, man.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm cool.
Chuck E. Cheese, man. Yo, meet me at Chuck E. Cheese if you a real nigga.
I mean, think about it though. Like with Nicki, with her being married to a registered sex offender, that he can't drop off their kids at school with their kid at school. Can't pick them up. Can't go to school events. Can't go to places where children congregate, like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow.
You know, can you even go to Disneyland?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know, but that's crazy.
But I mean, like, and that's sort of, you know, I understand people fall in love and okay, this is the person you want to marry and have kids with, but like, I just think Nicki, like, I don't know if she thought through just all the ramifications of marrying someone in that predicament, especially being as public as she is.
I think that love becomes so scarce and fake that when you're at a certain level, you're open for any kind of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, maybe the two of them just work. Clearly her and Safari didn't work. You know, I've interviewed Safari about this, and, you know, I think Safari felt sad that the relationship ultimately ended. But, you know.
Between him and her.
Between him and her, yeah. But, you know, maybe her and her husband, you know, they have a situation where she could really be how she really wants to be, and he accepts that, and he's supportive. You know, he's not trying to be in the limelight himself. He's cool playing the background and giving her all the shine, and maybe she likes that and needs that.
Right.
They have a beautiful kid together.
It's so many weird dynamics nowadays, like, and in this world with this overload of information, and you know where we get exposed to so many different things. You could be exposed to 5 new religions in one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one of them might catch your attention and be something that you really get interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna get weirder.
Yeah,
on
I agree.
Relationship dynamics, especially with people in the public.
This is why I said in the very beginning, on the first date, have a serious conversation with that person and say, I don't want to post any of this on the internet. I want this to be private between you and me. Our friends could know, our personal circle could be aware of it, but I don't want the public to have access to this. This is private to me. And if you look at, like, for example, like these marriages that have lasted long periods of time, like, you know, like Bono, the lead singer of U2, he's had the same wife for like 40 years. You don't really see her on red carpets, you know?
Right.
They seem to be happily married. They got a bunch of kids. She's cool, just play in the background.
But how much work does Bono have to do right now?
What do you mean?
Like Bono as opposed to a Will Smith who's still active.
Who's Will Smith dating right now? We don't know.
We know he's still married.
Yeah, their marriage is a little different. Their marriage is they're a little different. They're a little different.
But we know that they're still together, right?
Are they? I don't know. I don't know if they're still together. The last time I saw Will was about 1.5 years ago. I was in Dubai celebrating my birthday, and as I was coming back to the U.S., Will, I guess, was on the same plane. He was by himself. I'm just saying.
Or so you thought.
Well, I didn't see anyone with him. I saw him walking, you know, security basically took him off the plane by himself. Now, was he meeting someone later on? I don't know. You know?
Right.
But, you know, we didn't know that August Alsina was messing with Jada until afterwards. Now, August Alsina has a whole boyfriend that he parades around. Yeah, that part. Whole lot going on.
Listen, man, keep try to keep yourself on the side that God wants you on. That's the safest way to live. Try to keep yourself on the side that God wants you on. Because it's going to get spookier and spookier. And sometimes what you think in your mind might not be it. So you need something else to lean on nowadays.